Nice. Okay, cool. It did work this time. That's good. Um, okay, you guys want to check this out real quick?
Give us just a quick moment to that. Oh, blood moon is rising. Yeah, I'm gonna head back. It's gonna be a hot minute.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I know there's some really good doors you can get. They're called the Nutrian doors. They're like electronic steel.
Let me know when you guys are ready.
Yeah, we will. I know the area. I just need to put it up. Where is it? There it is. Is there a
Oh,
zombie
jeez, my
door?
Uni's about to crash.
I have a
There
zombie
we go.
door. Right there.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, come down here, little kitty. I'm going to craft me some
Okay, so I think today I'm going to be working on getting the building all squared away so that as I'm building out objects in the world, it'll be able to place them, and there'll be just an easy, quick select. I kind of have something right now, but it's going to be uh, improved because I have this little panel right here where you can select all of your stuff, and I'm not done creating on the objects here, so I think I'm gonna go and build those out first, and then improve the building system as a floating menu that you can select from in game. And then I should be able to start doing a full build out of the game mechanics in an open world and going from there because all these have a cost to them and I'm subtracting that cost. So, yeah.
Okay, that was competitive.
Hmm.
Can people hear us talk on this guy's stream?
Oh, yeah, they can.
I don't know.
Yeah, they can.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Yee yee.
No one's watching right now, so it doesn't matter. Um,
You know what?
but if I do this every day,
Did
hopefully,
did the Oh jeez. I was like, did the rain stop?
yeah, no, it's still raining. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be building that system out, and hopefully, we should get into some deeper game development later on. Um, don't know how far I'm gonna get today on that, but we'll find out.
Peanut butter jelly time. Butter
Yeah,
jelly time.
it's definitely peanut butter jelly time.
I actually need to get like food in.
Well, you guys want to check out the gameplay so far? Check out my stream.
Well, we will, but we're still going against our blood moon.
Oh my god.
Blood moons are a big deal. They come into your house, they steal your kid, wife, children, everything.
They even
Gotta-
tried to press all F4.
What? They press Alt F4? Dude, I like these guys. Where can I sign up?
They are all F4 advocates.
Oh yeah, I am a-okay with them.
Oh god.
I like them. Okay, so guys, I have. I can build markets, monasteries, smithing, walls, outposts, and a turret. What else should I have buildable?
But yeah, at this point, I'm not sure if you're talking. Try to talk to you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking to you guys.
So-
I'm talking to you guys.
Okay.
So you can build all of what again?
I can build. Okay, so the buildings that I can build, I do need to actually make a house, so that's on my docket. But I can build markets, which will let you do wood and food. Monastery, which takes your gold. Smithing, which does upgrades for your buildings.
Monastery takes your gold.
Yeah, monastery takes your gold because like the church. Um, and you get interest on that gold. Smithing lets you upgrade your
Take from the church.
well, like okay, back in the medieval times, the church was a huge amount of gold source. Like a lot of people put their money into the church. So I'm keeping that as like the basis is that the monastery is where you put your gold at.
Catholicism, maybe.
Yeah, whatever. I like it. Yeah,
Okay. It
yeah.
makes sense to you, so yeah.
Yeah. So smithing lets you upgrade your weapons, your shields, and face armor and body armor and stuff like that. You can build walls. You can build one initial outpost until you like the outposts are going to be pretty sporadic in how you can build them out, just because you need an outpost for the initial placement of your city, and that's what kind of starts your city building experience. And then I have a turret, which is like a wood stand for archers to stand on.
So you do all that stuff through the armory?
No. You can build at any time.
Were you thinking about implementing lumberyard and quarry?
Well, lumberyard is the market.
Okay.
You put your food and wood there, because people will be going into the NPCs will be taking resources from the market to distribute throughout the city, to either build things, repair stuff, whatever. There is ore, which smithing does take. But you don't have to go to those specific locations to get those resources to build things. Once you've deposited it to those areas, you can then begin building anything you want through your global resources. But I have I'm just gonna open up my Git repo real quick, just so I can add any notes down on what I need to start building out.
I think the blood moon.
Yeah, it's done now.
You want to jump on that screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna go close all my doors. See if I got any cool loot. What's that?
So I need to build out houses right now. Let me see Oh, there was something else I needed to build or put in here. Because I have... So, like, building buildings, I have market, monastery, smithing, and then I need to make a building or a house prefab to house people. And then I have walls that you can put down. I gotta build gates, like a gate system, so you can.
What about a blacksmith?
Well, that's what the smithing is.
Okay. How about a horse guy?
Uh,
Little
yeah.
stable.
Farms. And then I just need one prefab for that, and then I can signify what type of farming it is. Because at that time, people still ate horse meat, so you could have a horse farm where you're getting meat from your horses.
Yeah, you need food.
Yeah, farms and food. So well, I'll signify this a little bit better.
Your dog this.
Yeah, I see you.
Farm prefab.
What the fuck is that?
Meat.
Can I kill it? It's a chest.
Uh-huh. So you spawn that and it flies around. Right. It's called a flying piggy bank.
Oh, did you buy it off of
No,
Molester over there?
I got that from doing
Okay.
trade. I do have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, do it. Okay, so I've got on the docket what I still have to build is houses, gate to be able to put down for defense, a farm. You can signify if the farm is going to be a meat farm or a vegetable farm, and then you can, go deeper into.
Do you need power or like?
No power. There's no water or anything like that, or an irrigation system. In terms of defense, all I have is a wall, which I should build out like a wood wall prefab, stone, and then there'll be 3 layers of that. Which actually, I already have the stone wall taken care of because there's going to be 2 levels of stone, kind of like Kingdom New Lands. Or you have your wood picket fence. You've got like a mini stone wall and then a large stone wall.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I think that's kind of it in terms of building things that I need. I'm not sure, because I think houses are going to take up the majority of the space, because to be able to get more people in your city, and farms are going to houses and farms are going to be taking up a lot of space in your city, because obviously you need quite a bit of food resource throughout the year to be able to keep your people safe for food supply. I think those are going to be the 2 main staples that you're building in your city. But it does feel a little bit flat already in the sense of, okay, you build 1 market, you build 1 monastery, you build 1 smithing, and then a bunch of houses and farms. Which, I mean, isn't bad, because, like, you think of games like Age of Empires, what takes up most of the space? Farms and houses. And then we've got walls, obviously. And then the turrets, maybe I should have different levels of turrets, so let me see. Small large. I'll just keep them pretty simple in that case. So yeah, you'll be able to build a small turret and a large turret, which I'll actually be able to easily just basically reuse the same asset and then go from that.
What about catapults and shit?
So those are treated as units versus buildings.
Okay.
So I've got ballista, I've got trebuchet, and I've got catapult. Just a standard catapult. And then you'll be able to station those around different areas, however you want to spread out your army. People you can build for that are bow, sword.
How about a research center?
Research center is doubled up as the smithing and monastery. Monastery is where you spend all of your research or your gold to improve the market, the monastery, and the smithing, along with housing that you can place down.
Okay.
So that like, I wasn't going to just create a monastery and then have it kind of do nothing. It's going to kind of double up as like a building research, and like the smithing will take care of your walls, your wall upgrades, your like more defense items, so your turrets, and then it'll be able to do oh man, I'm trying to think of what the hell, and your armory, or like it's treated as your armory as well. So
Okay.
have you jumped on yet?
No, I'm waiting for Polly to get back so he can get out
Okay.
in a safe place, because I want to save the game before I go, just in case. Because, you know, games like to do that to people.
You know, I'm not sure. I want you to test something out for me too, because I'm trying out this this different way of seeing who's viewing everything, and I'm not sure if anything from Facebook is popping up. So I want you to, if you go on Facebook and click on the live stream, I just want you to let me know when you jumped on, so I can see if it's telling me that you're watching it from there. I know that Twitch is working, at least. I think.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. It says I have one viewer on Twitch, which I'm not 100% sure if that's because that was me, or if that's because
It was probably you.
yeah. But it didn't even show up on my viewer window either. So I'm just testing out a different system and seeing what I like best between them all.
Okay.
But oh yeah, okay. You know what, my streaming status, I have to see in a different window. It's not popping up on my far right since I got 2 viewers on Facebook. So, but I'm not getting any of the comments from them. So that kind of sucks. But so yeah, I guess
I
I'll
mean-
start building out some of those prefabs and go from there. Um, for the time being. Let's see here. GitHub. Okay, cool. So okay, guys, I'm going to be building out turret, small and large. I already have the large one taken care of right here. Going to be doing a better
Stop.
version of my
Polly's
stone wall.
talking.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Polly's talking to the nurse.
I'm going to be building out some wall prefabs, a farm to build out meats and vegetables, and then a gate and housing. I already have an outpost that you can build right off the bat, normal stone walls, smithing, monastery, and market. So
Polly, I'm gonna save and quit just so nothing happens.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh geez, Polly, we only searched half the map.
Surprised we did that much.
So to make the small
So,
version of this, I'm
I
going
went to the left, Polly.
just mute these guys real quick.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
well,
sad.
I'm bringing your volume down so you're not overtaking my damn audio during my stream, you bastard.
So, Polly, I traveled
Okay.
to the left.
So, I'll
If you
be
break this map down in sixes,
going into Maya
it'd be
and
1/6 the map.
just converting this into a smaller version of itself. Probably just gonna remove some of the.
So I don't know how fast is.
Well, actually, I already have it right here, so I think we're good to go on that.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna save and quit.
Taking forever to open up Maya. There we go. Cool. So what I'll probably end up doing is just removing like these wood planks right here. I'm actually just gonna move this out of the way. Just don't need this right now. Kind of like what's happening right here, so I'll probably actually just remove this top section. It's definitely don't need all of that. I'm just gonna do some light touch up on the geometry. So, you know, a lot of game development is definitely very tedious work, especially as a single developer. You know, you're going to be in and out of modeling programs and touching stuff up all the way around. So, all the animations, that's going to be a whole nother thing later on. I have some base animations to help speed things up for assets that I got off of Unity, so that'll definitely help lighten up the load for the development process. But it's definitely going to take some time to, you know, see what I got. Like right now I have about 3 or 4 assets just for models that I'm looking through and seeing what I can use, and again, all off the Unity store. So the reason I decided to go that route this time is because it's just, this is going to be a little bit larger game, and making all those assets could take ages. Obviously, I'm going to be making some of my own assets, but the majority of them are going to be coming from what I get off the asset store.
Trying to decide if he's what? Yeah, what are you working on right now?
I'm working on a 3D model.
It looks like of a tower or a windmill.
Yes. Yep. It's a little tower. I'm making a small version of
Jesus Christ. Yep.
the tower.
I'm muting. I'm muting the volume for your thing because
Yeah. And I don't actually need this in it, but because I'm going to just put that into Unity itself. But basically, I can just export this, and this should be good to go. That's my small tower. Took all of a couple minutes.
Do you see what I'm viewing you on?
Let me see. Just gonna. I don't know. Does it? Are you on Twitch or Facebook? It says I have 2 viewers on Facebook right now. Does that look accurate? Does it show?
I'm on Twitch.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's not saying I have any viewers on Twitch. Well, actually, no. It does show up on here, on my chat window. I'm just gonna drag this over. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So it shows Facebook views, and then my viewers right here, which looks like it's the Twitch, but doesn't pop up over here. So yeah.
On Twitch, it says it's like it doesn't look like it's live right now.
Really?
For me, at least.
Let me see.
Yeah.
It starts in the upper right corner.
Yeah, mine doesn't. It's like playing a replay. Maybe I'm.
Oh, did you go to the live or the videos? Because I'm seeing live right now on Twitch.
Okay. Oh, here we go. It auto-selected over the videos.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
No, I can't see your comments, man. That sucks. I can only see them on Facebook. I'm talking to Alan right now.
You're talking to Alan?
Yeah, he's watching the stream. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a good way to get comments all the way around synchronized into one area, and it's just not necessarily working. So, gonna have to figure that over time, but for right now, I'm just gonna have to do with what it is. So, but let me just export this small tower, well, turret. Keep the naming consistent. And then I'll just go and go to that file.
Check to see now, Scott. If it shows that I'm viewing it on Twitch.
Nope, it says I have 0 viewers on Twitch.
It says people watching.
Oh, well, I see your comment from Twitch.
Okay.
I just don't have like in the top right it says I have 1 viewer, where the viewers on my other panel don't show anything. Maybe if I refresh it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I refreshed. So now it says I have 4 Facebook views and 3 Twitch. So okay, I just got to come in and out of the panel, which is going to be kind of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. But
you have had a total of 100 views.
Yes, that's from my concurrent view count, not just today. So I'm just gonna open up
What comments? Oh, there.
Unity real quick,
Hey,
and then I'm gonna import this small
hey.
tower.
Oh, you have to log in. God.
I have a whole prefabs thing that I've been building out, which I'm probably not going to put it in there, but I should just make a. Oh, actually, I have a models folder. Okay, cool. I like I said, I have to go through a lot of these assets and figure out what I'm going to be using along the way. Um, but for right now, I'm just taking things that I have made by hand and putting them in there. And now I've got my small, very small turret. Um, let's see here. Yes. So I gotta add materials to this, but here's my little baby turret, and they'll sit next to each other. Won't really give you the best view overhead, but it'll at least give you an advantage for when you're trying to fire stuff. You can jump up a little bit. Maybe I'll make this just a little bit bigger, like there.
Oh,
See.
is Jake watching too?
I'm not. It doesn't tell me who necessarily is watching, other than the number. So. Oh yeah, it does look like it. He commented on Facebook. Hey Jake. Um. So. Okay.
I'm not gonna say hello.
What? I said hello. Oh hey. Hey. I can't respond to everybody, Paul. But so okay, I'm just gonna do a quick run through of the game so you guys can see what's going on. Right now, it's just controller based.
Oh,
I don't
yeah, it's me, Jake.
I don't have like I have some mouse interactions just for clicking through the UI, but that's gonna get transferred over just to the controller itself over time. It's also taking a while for this to get into play mode, so it's just gonna take a second for it to actually jump into it because I got a lot going on right now on my computer. But when this eventually opens, you guys will be able to see kind of the progress so far and what we can do. I've got quite a few bugs because this is a building environment, but um, not necessarily trying to build out the entirety of the game right at this moment. Just functionality within the game. Oh man. I think switching over to this new panel is really killing my processing. Okay, there we go. Cool. I'm just going to get rid of this. So I have a whole, building canvas. But, yeah, right now the name of the game is just making assets. So, I can run around, I can jump, do a quick little double jump, I can roll, I can punch, I can jump some more, I can kick. Oh my god. And Steam has to just jump in here and join the party. One second. Just get rid of Steam. Might be what's killing my processing too. Let's see. I don't know. It's probably Streamlabs. And I got Twitch in the background, which I'm going to end that. Just get rid of that. Okay.
What you want to do is to.
What's that?
You want to remove your system 32. That's what.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Okay,
first thing to go every time.
Alt F4.
Yes. Yes. Dude, that's my go-to. Alt F4. I'm just looking for Steam. It's still open somehow.
Find the bootstrapper. You want to kill the bootstrapper.
Yeah, I can't find it. It should just have a Steam logo.
Right there. Right. No.
Where?
Go down a little. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm watching this late. I saw it.
Okay, I'm gonna start at the top and I'm gonna work my way down. Let me see. Steam, Steam, Steam. I see Discord and stuff. Oh my god.
Well, here, go to your icon tree there, and then just right
Oh
click
yeah,
and
yeah.
extend it.
It for some reason every time I go to use this damn controller with Steam open, it it decides it's like time for it to go into big picture mode just out of the blue, and it just pisses me off because it's like I want Steam open in the background, but I don't want to be fiddle fucking around with it. So yeah, okay, I can jump, I can kick, can kick some more, punch, uppercuts, and then I can pull out weapons, I can swipe and slash, I can block, um, do all that jazz. I can kill some of these rabbits too. Let me just. I am working on the colliders, but it turns into some meat. I'll zoom in on that for you guys. Look at that fresh meat. I have item pickups. Right there is a bug. As you can see, it's a very large piece of wood, which that is what it is right now.
Well, I guess it's not.
But yeah, there's a delay. You guys are going to hear it quicker than everybody else does because of the live stream.
Yeah, it's true.
But I can go and destroy some walls right now. I have a fully destructible wall system, which is pretty nice. I'm making it so that you can't like go over walls until you fully destroyed them. I might change that after, but in the sense of the daily attacks that are going to be happening from orcs and things like that, I want to keep it kind of consistent on how they can attack and what you do as an attack as well. And when you destroy the wall too, it drops a little chest for resources.
Why is? Oh, okay.
And then I got a tree. Can pick up some more wood. Gonna pick up some apples too. You can't really see them because the damn logs are in the way right now. But
you know what would be kind of interesting? Kingdom for Keflings.
mm-hmm.
Have it to where you have units going and collecting them. For you.
Yes, yeah, that's gonna be the
them,
thing.
You put
Here's
a
my
hat on them or something.
Yes.
And they do their own thing.
Here's my nice broken gate. It's,
that is a nice broken gate.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
something
dude.
I would find it.
Yeah. So when you gather resources, you can dump them off into the respective areas. So here's my market, and I go into here, and boom, I put all my resources in, and now you can see I have 16 food and 4 wood because I picked up that amount of wood. And then I can go and, for right now, for the building system, I have to toggle this thing on. And then I can build turrets, markets, and stuff like that. I'm just going to click on Outpost. And, oh, there we go. Okay. Just needed to register that I was doing that. And then I'm just going to turn this off real quick because I don't have a back button within there, which is... I changed this up just recently, so there's quite a few things that are broken in this that I just need to work through. Again, this is a building environment, so it's not necessarily, the game that you're going to be playing as. It's just building out all the assets. But, now I have this outpost that I can go and build anywhere I want, and then I build it, and now it's placed, and can now have my initial outpost that I can build all my units and buildings in. I'm going to make it so that you can't build outside of it either. I might change that as well, just because, if somebody wants to just put something they can gather resources with over here next to a high wood source, will be able to do that. But
one outpost per player.
It's one outpost at the beginning, and then as you start leveling up, you can start putting more outposts in the world. and go from there. And like right now, I can't run through the walls, which is nice, but I can jump up on top of this and go on a little journey around my spikes. Well, almost. Yeah. Well, I have it good enough where you can't do that, but you can at least jump over.
You should definitely let Doug play this.
Oh yeah, but he'll find every bug in the world.
Oh, I'm gonna break it.
One thing that I
I'm gonna
was
find a way to
designing.
flip that thing upside down.
Yeah. Well, dude, I can already fall through the world, so don't worry, you'll find bugs quick.
Oh, I'm gonna find everything.
What's kind of nice is I created this shader that as you're walking through the world, to kind of not eat up as much resources, it starts eating away and gaining the world back as you travel. As you can see in this top panel, things are phasing into reality, and then things are going away as you move farther. So that'll be a pretty interesting thing.
How big is the map gonna be?
It's gonna be pretty damn large. It's gonna be a full size map that you can explore. I don't have like a size requirement at this point, but it's definitely going to be pretty large.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dude, I haven't played that one. So
Um,
try me again. I played Breath of the Wild. I will say it's probably going to be not.
Unreal Tournament 3 size.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be bigger than that map. But one thing too is that like the amount of speed that I give you. See how okay, so I'm running from this side to the post to the next. Okay, like look at how long it's going to take me to get from one area to the next. This is intentional because what this allows you the opportunity for, look at, I'm still running to the other side of this damn outpost, and it's not that big either, in terms of scale of this entire map. All this stuff is relatively close to each other. The reason I did this is because the longer it takes you to get from one location to the other, you can actually optimize the size of your map. So you're going to be able to, things are going to feel like they take much longer to get to over time because, well, they do, and it makes the world feel a lot bigger than it actually is. It's a nice perception shift. I can make a large map and make it feel like it's 10 times larger than it actually is just by affecting how quickly you travel through it. Obviously, once you start getting on a horse, you can go through it a bit quicker, but part of this game is trying to capture the aspect of the travel it would take to get from location to location for a kingdom in the older days, in the medieval times. So it really trying to stay kind of true to that a little bit in that regard, but yeah.
Seems like it's coming along pretty well.
Yeah. I've got some progress for it, and I'm really just going through at this point and making a lot of assets.
Is that a map? Upper right corner?
Yeah. Guess what map this is, guys? If this doesn't give it away, I don't know what will.
No, oh god. No.
Yeah.
No.
You know what map this week?
Map in there?
Yep. Just as a placeholder, because okay, just to be able to see this stuff, but also the way I have this kind of laid out right now is for the mobile side. If you're looking at it from this perspective from a mobile game, you'll have your food, gold, stone, wood. You'll be able to look at your kind of Minecrafty panel for your items and things like that, and then you'll have your mini map with your health, and then your character is dead center every second of that view. You know, because if I zoom in, my character's right here. Like, again, this is I'm building this out right now with the aspect of PC in mind, and that's how I'm testing everything. When it comes to the mobile side, things are going to probably change up a little bit when it comes to that. So I'm keeping AR in concept of like layout design for UI elements, and then building the PC elements in as I go. Like for the my building canvas, like right here, you can't really see any of the items that you'd be having for that. So I got to make like a UI element that will show up in the PC's viewport. Whereas out here, you'll be able to see those because it'll be in a world space UI element, and you'll be able to select the things based on their 3D model instead of a image of them. What I'm gonna have to do is go in, render each one out, and make a nice little model of it that I then put into the PC's version. So it'll look pretty close to the same, but it won't be as three-dimensional. I mean, like, it'll look three-dimensional, obviously, because it's a render and it's an image and it's a 3D model, so it'll have that depth, but it's just not going to have the same feel that you would if you're looking at it in AR. You get that 3D depth. And, this is a play on both of those aspects of, how am I transitioning things from PC to mobile development, and, vice versa. So, but I've also created some nice little scripts. I have like a quest type, so you can actually create customized missions as well. So just go in here and go into quests. So I already have one right here, a fighting quest. You have to, I'm selecting the type of enemies that you would have to do, the enemy count. So like, okay, golem, I'd have to do, 10 golems I'd have to fight, and, 1 medium golem, and 1 iron maiden, and these all respectfully apply to the type of enemy that you'd be fighting. Or if I have, 0 enemies, but I need to do 1 villager, and I'm going to rescue an engineer, because to get my engineer building, I have to find that person out in the world. So I go on this quest, and now I get my engineering building, and which would be the smithing. And I can then have a class that takes care of, okay, well, if this is a villager type mission, for protection, which would be, like this, which, I'll put one in here. We'll do engineer, and then I can say, okay, I need these types of resources. I'm going to be getting this engineer. I'm going to be like bringing them back to the castle, and then here's the different resource types and like, the quest amount on how much you're returned for doing this mission. So, 30 gold, 100 meat, 200 wood, and then I have reward resources as well. So, and then, what type of stuff. I think I am doubling up on here. I forgot what I set for the actual quest amount. I didn't actually put something in there to signify what a quest amount is versus what a reward source is. So just better classifying some of these quick things. But another interesting thing is can build out like let me let's see. Well, I'll just go into my prefabs and I'll just create. I created some custom menu items so I can easily create a quest type. I can do inventory items, and then I can signify what a building type is as well. So, here's my building type. It requires this many villagers to be able to build it. I have a resource amount that it takes. So if I go up to 3, I can, say, okay, it needs wood, gold, and stone. And then I put a building needs for costs. So, what are the cost of these? Like, it needs these types of resources, but what are the costs for them? So it doesn't, if I'm running through the script and I don't see that it needs food, then I'm just going to ignore this number because I'm not going to need to know what that is. But I have it here just in case I need to extend this out. And then now I have a common prefab, this is a scriptable object that all of my objects are referencing for this building. So let me go to building. I'm not going to find it in there. Okay, let me see here. Building. Okay, so each building has, a resource building interact script that gives me my interactions on what it takes in and things like that. And then I have, a house requires wood, stone, doesn't require any villagers to, be inside of that or manning it. But a market is going to require 1 seller. So for it to be available to be used, like, you can build it, but you need to convert somebody into a seller or find the seller out there to be able to start, training people up for that type of job. Monastery, same thing. I don't have a required villager type. I'm going to have like a priest, priest, and then go from there. So got that, and then for food items. So food, this is a cabbage, so it's obviously a food. I created the cabbage food. I have apples, beets, berries, carrots, chest, which actually, this is just general items. It doesn't necessarily have to be a food or not, but, this is an item script, so I can signify, okay, is this food, wood, gold, stone? The chest, is it carrying gold, wood, food, or stone? And then going from there. I'm going to have to extend this as well to say, well, okay, like I may even just have a separate item script or a scriptable object that is going to allow me to say this is a chest and it has armory, or armor, it has a sword, it has vest, or even some cosmetics as well for your character. So I've got like hair, hands, head, eyebrow, facial hair, hats, hip attachments, back attachments. So those will be some of the reward types that you can get for cosmetics. But
when do you think this will be past the, I'm going to call this, pre-alpha?
Yeah, well, this is definitely like
pre-alpha.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be about like 6 months to be able to play a fully fledged game. You guys will definitely be able to test this a little bit sooner, just because like that 6 months bug free. There's going to be a lot of testing in between that point. Like, I think that in even a month and a half to 2 months, I could have some form of a playable game that you guys will be able to go through and do all this building stuff. But again, it's 6 months to be bug free.
I guess I didn't really care about bug free. I was thinking more of like the end of this pre-alpha to where we could actually start getting our hands on it.
Yeah. I'd say about it 2.5 months just to be safe for that. But I mean, at the progress that I'm going with this, like all I got to do right now is finish up these building prefabs, solidify the building aspect of it, and then the inventory could use work, but that's not like a game breaker. And then once I get all these done, I can start building out the initial gameplay. So putting you into a random world with random characters in it, and then I'll be working on the enemy AI, which actually I didn't go through this, but well, actually I probably shouldn't have pressed play. Well, we're gonna see it in game anyway, so.
Okay.
But yeah, since this is a building environment, things are kind of sporadic around, what we're seeing and in here, just because it's about building the functionality, not the gameplay at this point of items and testing them out and stuff. But we'll have, let me just zoom in a little bit. There we go. So we'll have your regular golem, a larger golem, a infested golem. He's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. He'll also poison you. This guy's a mage, but he also does like more hand-to-hand combat type stuff. He'll cast spells at you. He's the Iron Maiden, Stone Golem. He's basically, like your bunker buster for a wall. Like, the scale for them, I'm definitely going to scale them up to be about the size of the wall. So that they feel much larger than life. Like, they're already very large compared to the character, but I want them to be a lot bigger. And then just another large golem. I think that's a good base for enemy types. And then you'll find random animals throughout the world. For the farming, you'll be able to do sheep, so you'll gather wool and things like that for clothing, pigs, and horse. Along with
make one
rabbits.
enemy that's like Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah. I'll probably put some, larger enemies in the world, but they definitely have to be much different from this set. But
yeah,
keeping
like
the same
boss.
style.
Mm.
Because in the world, as you go out and explore, you're going to find horde nests. And those horde nests are going to allow you to, like, if you attack them, they're going to give you a reprieve of attacks, your daily attacks on your city. Because every night, you're getting attacked. Like, it's just inevitable you're going to be attacked. And you have to defend. And that's going to kind of keep you close to home right off the bat. But as you start getting more, bigger armies and larger, defensive areas, which would be, these turrets that you place out there, either outside your base or in it, you'll be able to defend any attack that comes by. And, as you extend out, you're going to have to create more defense, but once you get to a point, it's going to feel a bit stagnant. So to kind of bypass that, that's the point where you're going to be able to create another outpost and build new areas as you explore the world. And, you got to pick that strategically because, let's say, okay, we're just going to use this map as an example. I know this is the Fortnite map, so not real, but for this game. But, like, let's say, your kingdom's in Loot Lake, okay? A horrible spot to choose because there's probably going to be millions of bad guys in this area. But, there might be a kingdom over in Dusty Divot because, well, there's a kingdom over there. So, if my kingdom's right here and there's like a valuable resource over here, I might want to put my kingdom right here over in Salty Springs, so I'm close to the resource that I need to gather, or right on top of the resource, who knows. But I've got this other kingdom right here. So, like, strategically, for war placement, we're thinking, let's say we wanted to place war on this kingdom. Like if I have a kingdom right here, I have easy amounts of troops that can go and attack, and then I have a good, defensive position for my main kingdom to come in and bring more troops, either along this route or directly to them as I'm doing these mini attacks for the city. But let's say on the more defensive side or economic side, like my kingdom's this far, and let's just say this is a really long distance, okay? Let's just say my kingdom's over here now, and I found this kingdom way over here. Well, now, like, to be able to trade this, it's going to take forever for trades to happen, because you can trade between cities. And, the likelihood of your trade failing is going to be much higher because, well, you're going to have to go, all through here, and you're going to run into enemy after enemy, and the trader might not even get to their destination. One way to combat that is putting armies with your trader, or you can, build a kingdom right here and, gather resources and stuff like that. Or, like, let's just say we'll put it over near the Tilted Towers. So it's a little bit closer to your kingdom, but not too far away from the Dusty Divot kingdom. And then you're going to be able to easily make trades back and forth and get better resources along the way, as an economic standpoint. And each kingdom's going to need different things. Like, you might have built the best kingdom over in Haunted Hills for defense and, food consumption, and you might have the perfect balance over here, but you might be struggling over in the Tilted Towers area just because, well, it's not an established kingdom. So you're going to have to trade, bring resources over to this kingdom, along with building it up along the way, gathering more resources, and creating your strategic trades along the way. And then once you feel that you want to overtake this kingdom, then you can start taking armies over and start attacking them, because that ends up closing up your trade routes. You're not going to be able to trade with the kingdom once you start fighting with them. But then there might be more kingdoms over this way. There's going to be kingdoms sporadically throughout the map that you can trade or make a war with, and it's about how you're strategically getting more resources. Gold is going to be pretty hard to come by, because it's not it's out there, but it's not going to be readily available. Stone's going to be a little bit easier. Food, once you get your main farms up, you should be pretty sustainable. But when it comes to gold, you got to kind of scavenge for that. And I might add in another resource type too, outside of gold and stone, that is going to increase the need to spread out and look around for resources. There, like, let's say there's like an obsidian type or something like that, so you can get much better weaponry. Well, it might only be located in this area, so if it's getting mined out by a kingdom, you're going to want to try to take that kingdom off, and then claim the resource, and then be able to trade that out to other kingdoms, because it's probably going to be a higher value in the sense. Depends on how the map spawns too. You're not going to always get the same amount of resources types available in the world. But
I mean, it seems pretty legit.
yeah, I think, like, early on, it's about a lot of gathering and just trying to survive the daily attacks. And then, later game becomes more about, how you're strategically placing yourself in the world. To get the resources you need. And, kind of claiming stake to the land that's around. So, huh. Oh, man. Of course, I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's the game in a nutshell right now, and just every day making a little bit of progress and um, going from there.
Did the notes I told
What's that?
did the notes you wrote down when we talked last time help you out with anything?
Yeah, yeah. Let me pull those up real quick. Oops, wrong profile for that. Okay, so the notes that we had talked about before, like for everyday people, I'm definitely keeping that. Uh, Let me see. Oh yeah, the economy buff. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, for people, I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic because that really does keep you needing to have just everyday people in your society. Um, instead of just classifying them as a specific thing, like we talked about. You, there's no city to defend if there's no regular people in the world that just get to enjoy their day. Um, with whatever they're doing. Um, I think like as it comes along, I might start signifying them into like job types, but just like the job types aren't going to be, uh, like let's build things or let's put you in the army. It's going to be more like, oh, let's shop for some flowers, let's consume some more food. It just stupid shit that like people just do on the regular basis. Consumers.
Yeah. Yep, keeping that money flowing.
Exactly. And then the other big thing that I thought was super helpful and I really liked was keeping a hardcore mode and a casual mode. So for hardcore mode, um, it is a total reset of your kingdom, and the king does not age in that mode. Whereas casual mode is going to be more, your king does age, but attributes that you've done, and I've defined this a little bit more too. Uh, Instead of attributes that you spent your money on to increase or buff your character, those will go away. The things that stay are the actions you've taken in the world. So, like, let's say that I spent a lot of my time going out and mining things and just gathering resources, as a character. It, like, that, everything's going to be weighted um, right off the bat, just because, like, going and gathering resources is a very valuable thing and you're gonna need that. So like obviously you're gonna spend a lot of time with that. So there might be there's gonna be a percentage on how much that actually affects you do, like what you do, and that'll come from playing the game a couple times and getting an idea of how much that needs to be affected before it actually transfers into an attribute that you pass on to your next of kin. But it, let just that aside, let's say I just spent my entire time in the game mining resources. I didn't even care about fighting enemies. I just mined resources like a son of a gun. My next of kin is going to be is probably going to have buffs right off the bat that allow me to mine quicker, that allow me to gather resources with much more ability than my predecessor, because those are the viewed actions, not the perceived actions like a purchase. Because anybody can go out and purchase something, but it doesn't mean they're a master in whatever they purchased or they're skillful in whatever they purchased. It just means that they were able to afford that type of thing. And what I think for casual play this is going to kind of open up for is that, like, okay, the replayability of a role-playing style person. You're not going to be sticking with the same person, and it shows a passage of time as well. Your city is going to, the people in it are going to die off, and those traits are going to start transferring over to their next of kin, because there's going to be a bit of a as time goes on, they'll be able to have children as well, but it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to have an overpopulation, but there's going to be a population growth. Or let's say that the NPCs decided not to have as many babies, or there was only a stack of one side or the other for male versus female, so there's only a limited amount that you can have. Over time, that's going to affect how your economy grows as your people in your kingdom. So.
Okay. And maybe you said that is the world like a seed based?
The map is going to be surrounded by water, which I think is kind of like how quite a few open worlds are, and they treat this as like it's a giant map, but once you reach the edge of that map, you're going to be reaching an endless sea.
Okay.
Now, one thing too is that I might end up making islands, like different map islands, or island maps that you can play on. But for right now, I'm just keeping this as a single map type that is there, and stuff randomly spawns within that map. Later on, as the game progresses, and gotta release it at that point. But beyond that point, it might turn into more procedural. The land might completely change. Off the bat, there are going to be different maps that you spawn into, so it'll feel like it's different. But there's only so many maps that I can make right off the bat. Doing this procedurally over time will create for much more variety, but it opens up a whole can of worms in the sense of bugs that can come out. And I got to do that as a rollout of a release versus something I'm trying to accomplish right off the bat, because that in itself becomes a much larger game. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to the game as it is, and then I open up that can of worms, and there's gonna be a lot of breaking changes with that. So the trees will be different, all your resources will be different in the world, and you might get a random map, but from a selection of maps to begin with, not a procedurally generated map. But I have there's actually a really good tutorial series that talks about procedural map generation. Let me see. Yeah, this guy right here.
Hello, I'm Patrick
Oh,
Stewart.
well, I hope you like ads, because you're about to see one.
Right now, over 70 million.
There we go. Okay.
Hi everyone,
welcome to this series on procedural landmass generation. So just as a quick overview, we're going to begin by generating height maps using Perlin noise, then we'll assign terrain types to the various height ranges, and finally use all of this information to construct our 3D mesh.
So, as you can see, you can create a seed for a map pretty simply. Or, well, I wouldn't say simply because there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but
this here is regular noise.
I think this is super powerful. Using noise map to generate an actual terrain map. And this might be something that I do as a remedial approach and open it up for that, but as you can see, the type of map it's generating, it's very noisy, and it's very islandy too. I want a a bit better map. I thought that this one turned out pretty good. Well, let's see. Well, yeah, when he was cycling through the seeds, let me see here. Like this. I thought this turned out pretty decent because it's a pretty nice landmass. Everything's connected and stuff like that. But the more I get into more islandy type areas, I gotta start opening it up for boats and stuff like that. Which, might be something that I open it up for, but I'm not gonna have boats right off the bat. As time goes on, might find that boats are a necessity and need to be able to do that stuff. But, map types that are kind of like this, as a single landmass that you can travel across, I'm going to keep as a core aspect to the game. Just because, again, this is not about sea travel. I don't want it to be about sea travel from location to location. So it's more about, how you manage a kingdom. And islands do give you a good challenge with that. But again, I think that starts getting into a much larger game, trying to account for those types of things. When I can create map types that I really think are powerful, in the sense of what you can explore in, and I have a lot more control in that. It's not as quick as a procedural map, but can it just have a lot more control in the sense of how things are getting built out, and what you're finding in the world and stuff like that. I want that part of the experience to be pretty well fleshed out for the base maps that come out with the game.
I gotcha. And looking how this is made, if I try to think of XYZ perspective, I would think that you could probably just set for a positive Y coordinate and it would adjust accordingly, so you don't have anything under sea level.
Yeah.
Assuming that level is zero.
Yeah, definitely. I have not gotten into, how it handles, for placement at least, for the rotation of things. So that circle base build, this wall, if you were to place this, it's not, forming to the land right now. It's just a placement of this prefab, which, is pretty rigid. So that means you have to be on kind of a flat land. Over time, that's going to change because, it's going to have to conform to the land types that you put. But, doing the procedural route definitely opens itself to having to design more for how these assets are getting built within the world. Where, if you take a game like Ark, okay, that is a single map, and people come in and play that all the time. They're able to have that replayability without the map changing whatsoever, and I think there's power in that because they made a lot of good decisions off the bat on making that landmass feel dynamic enough, and it does take a while to get from one spot to the next. Kind of back to the point that I was making earlier about how quickly you make a character move within the space that you have. If the map feels large enough, right off the bat, one map can do you wonders, because you might not necessarily be able to explore it every game, the entire map. And like, if you spawn in a random location, you might get disoriented. The scenery changes every map. So, there's enough, I think, variability in having a random map set versus a procedural map out of the gate. Like, again, that's not out of the question on, building that type of content out. It's just, as a releasable game, I think keeping that a bit limited in that sense is going to help the rollout of it, because it's something that can easily be added in later on. That aspect of building up an audience over time, I think, is really powerful. When you're, an indie developer and you're like, again, I'm one developer making all of this, so I got to think about how I'm strategically spending my time in the building of it so that I can get it released, and it's not going to take 3 years to roll everything out. Well, sorry, it might take 3 or more years to roll stuff out, but at least when it's first released, there's enough playability to the game in itself.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So, yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that aspect of it.
Well, cool. Thank you, sir.
To defend Ark over there, Scott. They do actually have randomly generated maps now.
Yes, but was that in their initial rollout?
No.
Yeah, so, with initial rollout, I think that's a solid game plan, because at that point, if the game does well, I can then, bring some people on for the game and actually get that type of stuff developed out in a solid manner, instead of trying to do it all at once, because that's a huge game killer for a lot of developers, is trying to tackle too much or trying to tackle aspects that are just way out of scope. And a lot of people don't realize that every functionality that you add into a game adds could add months to a development cycle, just in the sense of, okay, well, we gotta build out all the assets or whatever it is. We have to build that functionality, make sure it plays well with other functionality, and then roll it out in a user test group, and then finally do a full release. And that can take months to fully develop and get through that aspect. That's why, like, right now, I am more focused on the functionality of things in a base environment versus trying to build out the entire game, because it's like I might build something in here that completely changes how I have to approach the playability of the game and how somebody progresses and things like that. I think that having kind of a building environment opens itself to go and play around with the assets you're creating, play around with the scripts that you're creating, and it opens up a bit of freedom in that regard, so that you're not tied down to a specific concept or idea, because you might find you build something out and it doesn't work. And then you're like, oh crap, I built my entire system around this. Well, now I got to start all over again. Well, there's now, 3 months down the drain. Whereas building things out in chunks helps mitigate some of that, and in proving out specific aspects of the game play in increments versus like large chunks. So, there's a test that people do. It's like a team building test. The marshmallows and oh my gosh, spaghetti. You have to build a tower as tall as you can get. And what they found is that the groups that test and do incremental builds along the way and prove out what they've been building, instead of just building, and then at the end trying to see if it worked, have a much higher success rate than, people who build out incrementally have a much higher success rate than people who build out in massive chunks and then release whatever it is they're building, and then they find all of these bugs, errors, or whatever. And I think that holds true into anything that you're building, is that it, building stuff out incrementally, improving along the way aspects of things, opens up that door for success later on. It might feel like a slower process, but at least you know that your foundation is good, and then you build on top of that foundation. You don't try to build a house on rubble and hope that the foundation holds. Like, it just doesn't work that way. You lay out, you plan, what that initial base is, and then you build from there. And along the way, you're technically proving that its stability over time, because, well, things are standing up, they're staying, they're getting built in concretely.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Keep forgetting what I need to do next. Let's see here.
Build that thing.
Build that thing. Yeah, I need to build a house. Well, I guess I do have just a standard house. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, that looks like a nice house to me. I like that house. Got a little fire. Got yeah, it looks like a. You don't like this house?
I'm just messing with you.
Dude, I'll give you some houses. You like a birdhouse? Got some birdhouses.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a castle.
Yeah, castles are made from the things that are in it. Here. So, give me a second. Okay, you got me on the aspect of a castle. Like, it's a kingdom. A kingdom. You don't necessarily have to have a castle for a kingdom, even though that's like, the main honcho's place. Let me look up a good image of what I kind of depict as. Okay, I think this is a perfect play on that. You did get me though a little bit because I think that a castle is very important in this regard. But like because here's the castle, but you've got all these other people who actually live here. I don't know if this is necessarily the best image.
The kingdom for Keflings.
Yes. Like, okay, perfect example. Like, again, yes, there is a massive fucking castle in the background. It's towering over everybody and everything in the surrounding area. I have to think about that. I did not think about that. But look at all these houses. Like, these are standard houses. These are people living in the kingdom. Like, the castle is your base for where the king lives, but it's not the main it is the central area. It is not what builds a kingdom, though.
Well, no, I was just talking.
But you did get me. I do need some castle pieces because, like, obviously, castles are very important in a kingdom. Like,
Why don't you make them standard units that can be accessible by everyone?
what?
Make them like structures that are already in the map.
Oh, you start off your initial like base or outpost by finding a castle.
That, or you can just like in a real-time strategy game that I've been just recently started playing, you can go and capture these abandoned buildings. But
What game is this?
I don't. It's a. I don't know the name of it off the top of my
Oh
head.
man. Yeah. This is a kingdom right here. It doesn't look like it necessarily has a castle. Forget this. Don't look at that in the background. It's not there. Um, but you got all these little buildings, and that's what makes a kingdom. I think, Paul, you have a great point to that, though, is that there probably does need to be a much larger building.
Or you don't focus it on kingdoms or castles.
Yeah, it could be more of like a settlement, or what's the word? It's not a village.
Yeah, I don't know the right.
Settlement.
Yeah, settlement or something. Yeah, colony. Yeah, because like I mean I think this right here I think gives.
Catan, Scott.
Yeah, but then they can build kingdoms or no? What is the additive
Build
for it?
cities.
Okay, you can build cities. Yes. Okay, but like I think this is a prime example. Like this does get a bit like castle-y, but it is a much larger building. But like I think this is really interesting how this can look without having to have a massive building in it. Like you're still getting that castle look. This is I think the walls are where it starts. Getting into the castle space as you build out your wall system and your defense. I do like these turrets too. Those are actually pretty interesting. Like in wall turrets. Those could be pretty nice as you get into later game. Because I have an asset that let's see here. Go to the asset store, the good old asset store. This isn't my assets. Where's my asset? There's my asset. Okay. So I have a log asset. Do you see this log? It's a real good log. It's in the game.
I like that boulder.
Oh, it's a nice boulder. Um, so I have this. I don't know if this is getting into the castle space. I mean, they have very interesting buildings. It is like it's from the same people that made the enemies that I'm putting in, and also the main character. Um, I mean, it looks interesting. Buildings are neat, markety type stuff. I don't know if that's necessarily what. Whoops, I was looking for though for the asset. I do have like a kingdom. Oh, I have a knights pack, and yeah, here we go. Come on, show me the buildings. Yeah, there's some. There's a lot more. um, doesn't look like they have the castles in this pack though. Man, I know I have a castle. I'm gonna find it. You'll see it. And you won't believe your eyes because there's a million fireflies.
Oh, Jesus. Isn't watching this.
Why does he like that?
No, I believe you said something context to that song towards him.
So this is the pack that I'm using right now for the buildings and stuff like that. And they have, like, as you can see, there's some very castle-like buildings in here that could be easily put together because it's a very modular pack. I also have, oh man, it's super low poly though. I don't know if it'll actually fit. Medieval constructor. Well, I think it's just walls. I think, yeah, it's just walls. That's all I got.
So, can you upgrade your walls like your?
Yeah, you can have like this picket fence when you start out. This really crappy wall. And then you'll have this like much more defined wall.
That's a wall.
Yeah, it doesn't have a texture on it.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
It looks like what I just gave to the toilet.
There you go. Yeah, you happy? Like, here's a damn stone wall. Okay? Like, look at how much better that looks with textures on it. It doesn't look like a pile of crap. You know?
I forgive you.
Let me see. I think, yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's your different wall types. You know, you got kind of like the walls they'd build in like a skirmish, you know, when we were in the Civil War. You know, just a quick wall. And then you have this nice brick wall type thing. Well, stone wall, I guess. But, like, you know, I can squash this a little bit and make it taller. Well, okay, maybe not too tall, but, you know, it can feel more wall-like if I went through and really played with it. You know what I mean? And then you put this next to your little crappy fence, and it starts feeling like a much better wall. You know? So, like, there's some things that I can do. And also, this is a very tall wall, man. Like, compared to the main character, I mean, it's massive. Let's just bring my little buddy over here. I mean, well, maybe not massive, but it is quite large. You know? An orc's not going to get through that very easily. I actually think that yeah, I totally built this a lot bigger. So, okay, let me actually get the proportions right for this, and then I can show you. You know, like, yeah, it could turn out to be like that big. And now this starts feeling like a damn wall, you know? Again,
Yeah.
like, I'm just using base assets to build a lot of this stuff out, and I got to do manipulations to them and all that jazz. So, but like, you know, again, textures make the world of a difference, because like, start getting out here, it doesn't look so great. It doesn't look like no wall at all. Get in here, it's like, okay, that looks like a wall. So.
Yeah, texture does make a big.
Oh yeah, yeah. It. That's why the beginning of, you know, game development doesn't look so hot. Like nothing. Like this whole place just looks like a freaking hodgepodge. Like I got these nice assets in here next to just piles of crap, aka this wall. This no, actually, sorry, this wall. And no, this one. That's so somebody didn't have a good day with this one. But yeah. But again, you know, textures make the world of a difference with all that. Like that just looks so much nicer. Even the pile of crap, it looks so much nicer. Like it doesn't look better by much, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did a second ago. So. If there's any houses, I'll go through the houses real quick and see if there's one that you guys like at all. Let me see. Because, you know, there's going to need to be a couple different houses. Okay, well, that, nope. Oh, it's a house extension. Duh. Okay. There's a doghouse. We got some greenhouses. We have a hen house. We just get a standard house. That's not part of the main pack. Oh, that's that one. Okay.
No, you're gonna have different assets for. Oh, that's a like a chicken house or a coop or whatever.
Well, I mean, it could be a little chicken coop, or it could be like a regular house, because that's what it looks like. It's just a low poly. I have, like I said, I have a couple different assets in here that.
So it looks like a. Yeah.
Let me go to my medieval scenes. Actually, no, not scenes. Content. It's pretty nice. I'll just pull out all the houses and we can go through them. So, you know, this is like your standard house. So. Got a hill in here. So you can put this thing up on top of it. It's my monastery, dude. Starts feeling a lot like Sea of Thieves. And you have to go to one of the locations.
Oh, just with the style and stuff.
Yeah, I mean like this like little road, like you know when you have to go to the witch or whatnot. Yeah. I thought this style was pretty interesting. Like it's basically like just all fur or hay or something like that. Some of these need some material improvements, but see also too, like a lot of these buildings that came in this are just massive. They're freaking huge. But like, you know, this starts looking like a little city, you know? Like very quickly. And even this one could be used for like a good castle piece, you know? That feels very castle-esque. It's got the nice stone walls and whatnot. But you know, as your population grows, you'll start seeing some of this stuff pop up. You know, some of these larger buildings as you get this. Look at that. That's got a whole defense system on it.
Yeah, it does.
Like, could even... I don't know if this is a separate... Let's see. Oh, no, I just got the different LODs. It's all combined. Okay. Because I can go through, too, all the pieces that these are made out of and... start building my own as well from scratch. These are just the base buildings that they came with, which I mean, like they are very nice assets. Like I like that house; that's pretty cool. But like this starts feeling very, like I don't know, super refined. Like that's again why I kind of like this house a little bit. Just because, like, I mean, look, it's like the smallest house out of all of these, and this is my market, and then this is my monastery. Market, monastery, so. I mean, yeah, like some of these are just freaking huge. And then like I put a, let me just go back to buildings. I'm just gonna place the rest of these real quick. Oh, grab that one. That actually, oh, well, I mean, minus this, like, this is, like, the most basic hut ever. But still very complex looking. It's nice. So, I mean, like, there's a lot to choose from with this style for the type of houses that you get. And, like, I could definitely see, like, start out with maybe this one right here. I'm just going to pull this way over here so we know it's separated from all the other ones. Because, I mean, like, I don't know a really good starting one outside of that. Maybe this one right here. But this is actually my smithing. Is it? Let me see here. Oh, no, this is my smithing. Yeah, which is that one. Okay. So, can't really use this one as a starting house. Though, I mean, this one does kind of feel like the most startery house. Even just next to it. But it, like, what made me kind of choose a smithing is that, you know, you got this, you got the wheels, and some of this other stuff. I mean, to be honest, though, this has a freaking furnace, so, I mean, this could totally be the smithing.
Yeah.
Just depends on, what's that?
Or fur trader.
Fur trader? Nah, fur trader would totally be this. God damn it. Where's the furry house? Like it's, oh, here it is, right here. Like, dude, this is totally the fur trader. I mean, look at that.
More of like a blacksmith thing.
Really?
I mean, you got a smelting pit right.
Where?
On the back side of that house or whatever.
Oh, how delayed?
Oh, I'm very delayed.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, the smelting pit. Yes. I know what one you're talking about. I just went back to it. I'm gonna sit on it for a second, and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
I see the house now, but yeah, that. You know what? No, I think earlier there was a smaller log cabin type deal.
I'll look for it.
I think it was similar sized smithing one.
Oh, was it over by the other ones?
It was in a large pile of everything.
Oh, it was. Okay. I could even see this one being it too. It's building 15. If you look at it, I'm waving my mouse over the 15 when you get to that point. Oh, yeah, I think I see what you're talking about. This is the one, building 3. You said it feels kind of like a log cabin. Let me know if this is the one you're talking about. I'm sitting on it indefinitely.
I just got to the 15.
Yeah, like the 15 seems kind of interesting as like an updated smithing or something like that, because it feels very stone, like I don't know, just something about it feels very like got the 2 chimneys up top and whatnot. But is building 3 the one you're talking about that feels like kind of a log cabin?
Yes.
Yeah. So currently, that one is my market, which, I mean, can totally be changed around. I was even thinking of this being my market, a little wood shed when you start out.
I feel like a market. You should start off the market similar to Caesar.
Yes,
Where it's a nice open market, maybe with a few tents stuff or like little awnings or whatever.
Yeah, I have just the
Stuff
asset you're
like that.
talking about. It's nothing too shabby, but definitely gets that.
And then switch it to something similar to an Age of Empires that nobody ever used.
Gonna pull that up right now.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, kind of the yeah. See, that has I like that because it's got kind of like the that does feel very nice. I don't think I have any assets like that, but that might be something that I just specially build for it. Because I mean, it has the feel, it has the whole market vibe. Fruits and vegetables are all chilling out there. Um, could definitely look and see what's out there. Yeah, the Age of Empires market looks really nice. I don't know if you've gotten to the spot where I started pulling out the market.
Oh yeah, those are perfect tents.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously, like, you'd probably want to do like a Skyrim version of that though, where it's kind of built up a little bit more. It has like a table.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll definitely have to like put some of these around and whatnot. Um, it. I have. I think up until this point, I've definitely gotten pretty lucky with the assets that I'm able to use. I got some like tables and stuff that I could easily transform. I'll just pull all those out and put them next to each other. Yeah, some of this could start. I could put some of these assets together, put like a bigger that's a bit too large. Something like this. Just what the heck? That's pretty lame. I don't know why most of these are like just or not double-sided already, but maybe put. I could see something kind of like this. Maybe put some like
Yeah, whatever you're setting up right now is looking halfway decent.
let's try it. I got like 6 folders just named marketplace or market. Ooh, yeah, perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe not. That's not quite it either. Okay, pull this out. Maybe that. Show that it's up there. Small palette. Well, I'll just pull that out just in case I need it. This is what I like about Unity as well, is that like I can just easily start generating some quick content and kind of go from there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, cause now I can just create this all as one giant asset, and call it good by the end of it, which is pretty nice. I do wish there was a better way to like group these though, other than like what I have to do right now is actually just make them into like a grouping themselves in the hierarchy, which like I think is a workflow tends to, well, you know what, I think I'm orienting these wrong. I think it would be more like this. God damn it. I don't know. I'll do this half like that and the other half like the other way, but I think this starts feeling much more like how it should. Then I can fit like 4 to a palette too and make it look nice. Hey, let me know how you feel about these versus like this style and oh my goodness, why is my mouse doing this? There we go. Sorry, this style or kind of like this where they're like laying on the palette faced up.
I like them sitting on top like that.
Like stacked. Like how, like facing out.
I like them laying on the.
I like them laying on the. Well, okay, since it's delayed, laying flat on the thing to where they're like, you can see the 4.
Uh-huh. Paul, you said you like that way as well?
The one you have up right now.
Okay. So is that the it's the 4 stacked?
On the 4 slanted one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. what's nice about doing this by hand and not really like I don't know, like not trying to be like precise about it is that you're gonna get some like nice asymmetry with a lot of this stuff too. You know, like it doesn't have to be perfect looking because it's like, oh, humans put it and built it and made it feel like. I mean, there's variability in this. I mean, maybe this starts feeling a little bit weird. Maybe like shift that one over and maybe like right there or something like that. But like there's a bit of variability in the way that these start looking with that.
Yeah.
Dude, I rather like having you guys as like uh, I'm trying to think of like the right word for it. Not moderators, but um, like watching the process a little bit and seeing what you like and don't like about stuff. Because like, dude, that's gonna give me some straight up gold mine information on building this out.
It is kind of hard though.
Oh, with the delay.
Well, yeah, that and much as we love you, like watching.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't expect you guys to watch this all goddamn day. You know what I mean? Like, like, uh, the only reason I'm streaming is so that, um, like if people have questions or whatnot, they can, ask me them in chat or I can, talk about the game, gather a little bit of hype about it because, I mean, like, the more I show the game and the more I talk about the game and the more I become the game,
Hey Scott,
huh.
you lost the game.
No! Also, anybody watching at home, you've also lost the game.
Lost what?
Oh, I said anybody watching at home. I'm just talking to the audience like a jackass. For you people at home watching the stream, live or recorded, please continue watching and also buy my game when it comes out. To
I was
a
gonna say, it
20.
has to come out.
What? What? No. People can donate already. So if they that's also part of the thing too. It's like creating a stream of donation areas. And I really like this asset. I think I might just take this and toss it in here because I like this little table, but I don't need everything else with it. Oh my God, where's Maya? Maya, I need you, Maya. Maya.
Who's Maya?
Oh, she is a foxy lady.
How much of that do you actually do in my?
Oh, I didn't build any of this.
Well, no, I mean, like, what do you use? Like, I can see. What do you use Maya?
Yeah, I mean, like if I was building this from just actual, like straight up scratch, um, oh man, I dragged the wrong asset in. God damn it.
I thought Maya was more for. I mean, I know it does things, but it's more for animation as far as like video. Like that.
No, you can do full on 3D modeling. Damn it. You can do animations, rigging, texturing, rendering. Like, I mean, it's a full suite. Oh my god, did I literally just pull this? Like, why did it take me to C? I just wanted, or why didn't it take me to C? There we go. Jesus Christ.
'Cause you didn't Alt F4.
Oh, god damn it, alts.
Got you there.
God damn alts. Yeah, I mean, like, it does it all, man. I mean, I wouldn't, like, create a CAD model from this, but I would, or, well, I mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't, like, try to make a car, you know what I mean? And like, well, I'm fucking wrong about that too, because, like, a lot of the car companies actually use Maya as well, to build out their 3D models and whatnot, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily for rendering. But, I mean, like, obviously there's a more technical document that you would use for, yeah, I like that, for building out, like, things that you would manufacture versus things that look nice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact of the day: 100-year-old tortoise that had so much sex it literally saved its species from extinction is being returned to the wild.
Oh, isn't that nice? Grandpa's big fish.
I don't know whether to feel happy for the tortoise or bad for the tortoise.
I'd say a little bit of both. Because, like, I mean, well, hopefully the genes passed on, you know? Like,
all I can think of is that episode of Futurama with the death by Snoo Snoo.
oh god. Death by Snoo Snoo!
Oh my god.
What?
Uh, I'm just really confused. Something I saw on TV. We have this, we ended up getting rid of the dish. So now we have just a regular old cable.
Okay.
Well, it's like digital, digital stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's just a program that just plays a whole bunch of people doing really stupid stuff. Like a guy just got slapped across the face by the tail of like it looked like an 8-foot sturgeon.
That's.
I like sturgeons in my burgeons.
Alright, Scott, as much as I love watching this,
Yeah, no, there's only so much that
yeah,
someone can really watch with
unfortunately,
this.
but no, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking real good.
Yeah, I think, and then I'll just put some little fruits on this. It is feeling a little bit newer age just because of these damn baskets. Like, I just got to make sure the textures look good because this is supposed to be like a plastic bin versus like a wood bin. So I just got to make sure I put like a wood texture on it or something like that. But I think other than that, this looks like a little marketplace.
I could probably hook up my Xbox back to the Ethernet and have it start doing updates. That other game if you guys want.
What other game?
Oh, a game we play on Xbox together.
What other game, Paul?
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay,
How do you feel
cool.
about that?
Yeah, here's the little market. Woo! It looks like a little market, boys. We did it! Whoa! We got markets. We got all the markets. That looks like a little market to me. Let's mark it as checkmarked on our market.
Doug, how do you feel about Sea of Thieves?
Well, I'm checking if I need to, or like start doing updates on it right now. So.
I'll do in a month.
I don't know. Oh, that's where it is?
Uh-huh.
Okay. See, I wouldn't have even known.
Oh, I thought you knew and you were just
So I'm not going to be able to get up there now.
Wait. Stop it. Stop.
Who are you talking to?
Doug. He's being done.
Is he like gone?
Oh, God.
Oh, no, he's here. Woo, we got our market, boys. It's completed. I'm calling it a market. Market. Done. That's one prefab.
You can see where everything's at. Oh, whoa, that's a little different. Okay. Mine's up to date, so,
Oh, maybe mine is too. I don't know if it does. Oh, if that the game should do update. Sometimes it's let me down.
What?
Are you good, Doug?
yeah, I'm just organizing.
You still have a couple things.
I can't remember if I got... No, I didn't get the anniversary. Do you actually have to like turn the game on to be able to see if you need updates?
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know how Steam.
No, I don't play it through Steam. I do it through the Microsoft Store.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. Do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, Paul, are you still on the stream?
I don't think so.
Okay, I want to show you something cool. Here it is. Okay, I think you should see this. Um, so if somebody follows me,
Uh-huh.
if somebody subscribes,
I'm not seeing anything.
no, it's delayed. It's delayed, man. Donations.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
I see the following.
bits. I mean, it just changes the text underneath, but
Okay.
I like the little
Still
zombie
the
running.
same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Host.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's auto too. So like if like the moment any of those things happen, that'll pop up on the screen for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's that little bit of delay, you know, but
Yeah.
versus the live versus when you actually see it. But I mean, it's definitely it's pretty interesting. I got everything fully customized for this too, so I'm super happy that everything is going with that pretty well. Um, I'm a little bit miffed though that this doesn't doesn't um, show the like live stream like people talking. Like the other one, at least that I was using, at least showed when people were commenting. I think actually, you know what? I don't know if the Facebook commenting was actually working, but I know that because the reason I say that is because I had it set up so that um, you were able to like it was supposed to forward all of the comments from each channel to it, but none of the Twitch comments went out to Facebook or other places. So I'm not sure really, you know, what happened there because none of the Twitch comments for my last stream went to any of the other locations, um, and that was the only place that people were commenting from as well for the channel. But how do you like the page layout too?
I mean, there's I feel like maybe I don't know. It's something about the borders on the top. Those are a little too big, but I mean, other than that,
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why it isn't doing like the full screen because like this is as big as I can make it in the the software I'm using to show the content. I guess I was meaning the the page layout for Twitch, not the stream layout. But no, that I didn't notice that. I'll have to see why it's doing that. It might be because of my screen resolution because I'm.
Have you stepped outside?
uh, yeah, I wasn't quite sure what slime is falling from.
are you guys playing Sea of Thieves?
Not the. I'm gonna go and.
He's trying to figure out if he needs.
You guys don't finish the damn sentence. Please just say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out if it needs an update or not.
Oh, okay. That's okay. That's what I, because like you guys both like dropped out before you said the thing that you were saying. You you were going to do, and I don't know if you said it, Paul, but I know I definitely did not hear Doug at all. He's like, he's going to go do, and then I didn't hear anything, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this how this market turned out.
Yeah.
Should be pretty nice. Okay, well that's one down, so that's good. Do have that. Oh, I gotta make like a pelt roll. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to like model that. Farm prefab.
Alright.
Yeah, are you done with this, Polly? Fucking, what is this? The Attack of the Squirrels? You know what game I missed, Scott?
Huh.
It was off the PlayStation 3. You and I would play it all the time. It was the two little spaceships grabbing the asteroids for money and building a tower. It was a tower defense game.
Oh yeah. I'll man, I can't think of what the name of that was.
Also, they need to have Planet Racers as a game on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how simple that game was?
Yeah.
Same with Ninjinky or Ninjinky? I don't know. I still have that disc laying somewhere around.
Yeah. The Disco Fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's fun to be had on that disc. Jeez, Pete. So I'm using something called the Universal Render Pipeline, and it it's just a bit frustrating because, like, Unity updated their uh, rendering pipeline, so they just stuff that's like old, it just doesn't show up as a texture, and it shows up like this yellow block. But even though I make new materials for them, it doesn't carry over to the materials for the prefabs that I make. So everything looks like pink in my editor window. And then so I can't tell what I've actually like edited and what I haven't, and then I have to like bring it out into the scene to be able to change it up. Which is just kind of dumb and frustrating. That. Hey, that looks nice. Oh my good lord.
Alright, well, it's starting up the game, so I'm guessing I'm good.
Yeah. Do you mind just jumping into it and seeing if it says update or anything? Because I might need to do the same thing.
Well, like my Xbox, when it's connected to internet, will auto-update.
Oh.
So it's different. I think your computer would auto-update too, but I don't know.
I'd hope so, but it's Microsoft, so.
You should probably check, Scott.
Yeah.
It's gonna be completely different for
What
you
is
and us.
Pirate Emperor? Emperum?
Imperium?
Let me
Oh.
get on and.
I mean, it looks like an E. Could be an E, but it looks like an O.
Oh, pirate. You're on Sea of Thieves. Okay, I thought you were back.
No.
Let me close Well, I can't close my computer. I'm gonna jump on over to Xbox.
Chitty chat.
You're not gonna do Discord?
Why would I
Why would I run Discord on my? Then I have to have my laptop open and Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You rat bastard.
I mean, I'm in the same boat there, Scott.
Nah.
You're the odd one out.
Nah.
So, I'm gonna hop over there.
Uh-huh.
I gotta go to the bathroom anyway. So.
Uh-huh.
All right. See you guys there.
Uh-huh.
I'll have a party already started.
All right. Join you soon.
Oh my gosh. If there's anybody watching right now, I'm probably going to switch over to Sea of Thieves pretty soon. Kind of done making games right now, but just got to see if I need an update. So I might be working a little bit longer on the game. Hello. Oh. Hi. I can't hear you now.
You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Me talking
I can hear you talking right now. Yes.
Okay, because I stopped for like a quick second.
Well, it
There,
showed
stop.
that you talked, so don't be a jackass.
It was probably my breath.
Yeah, probably. Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Why are people watching?
I don't. It says one person's watching right now, but it might be just me or somebody else. I don't know. But you're just really loud in your mic. And I
Oh,
can't,
sorry. I can
I
get
can't-
louder if you want.
I can't control it like I can Discord.
Fine, I just won't talk at all.
Yeah, please don't. Your breath,
What?
Your breath smells. His breath smells.
At least it don't smell like tuna.
Yeah,
I
sound.
feel like I missed something somewhere.
Yeah. His mic is just really loud on here because I have you guys like turned down on his Discord. I can't really do that on the Xbox One.
Yeah, you're gonna have to open your old volume mixer and figure out.
Oh, boy. I mean, like I said, I could just, not talk at all if you really want me to do that.
My name's Doug. There we go.
Hi, Doug.
Yeah.
I'm Paul.
Doug.
It looks like it's updated, so.
Doug, did you start a game?
Me as in Paul, I started the game.
I guess that makes me Scott. Alt F4. Everyone, right now.
Yep.
Do it.
Oh my goodness. I like this new look. Looks nice.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
New looks do tend to look nice.
Scott can't tell us to Alt F4 anymore.
I know.
Why?
Because we're
grab
not on the
Xbox.
computer.
You can still Alt F4.
I
I
can't
had a
Alt
keyboard
F4.
hooked up.
Yeah, you can. You got a
How can I
keyboard?
Alt F4.
You got a keyboard on
I
your
don't
controller?
have a keyboard.
Yeah, you do. You got a keyboard on your controller.
Even
Yeah,
if you
there's
did,
no
it wouldn't have an
Alt.
alt button.
No.
Yeah.
There's no reason for alt codes.
Yes, there is.
And
Every moment there is a reason for Alt. I just need to change my Twitch channel real quick to see if thieves and then.
No, you gotta say, what was it called? Three gingers, one brig, or one ship, or something like that.
Oh.
What
yeah,
would you always call it?
it was 3 gingers, 1 brig.
Oh my gosh, this is just like an audio overload right now.
My controller batteries are low. Tragic. So, how upset are we gonna get today?
I give it about 2 islands.
Starting strong. Do we want to do
Hey,
a
I'm-
special quest if they have one?
Yeah, I would like to do something different than rather than just, go in there.
What's the... Well, oh. Well, that's the Shroud Breaker tale. Oh, Duke's gone.
What?
Yeah.
Duke is gone?
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's this mission back here.
When will Duke be back? Haven't heard from him. We'll just have to trust that he knows what he's doing.
Oh man,
Gold
I'm gonna
Rats
have to
won't
get
really-
used to the controls. Oh
Yeah,
goodness, this
I
is
haven't
not
played.
good.
I haven't played on.
This is not good at all, boys.
I haven't played Xbox in so long. Browse the black market. Doug, how much gold do you have?
Why?
I'm just curious.
200?
Okay.
200K?
Yeah, I got you.
Why?
Oh, dude, that skin looks really cool for that ship.
Are you talking to this hobo?
Yeah. Doesn't really have much great for stuff for sale. I was just asking because it's been so long since I played this, I forgot how much money we had.
Oh yeah.
Like I have 313,000.
I bought some stuff, so.
I think we all bought stuff, like before we splurged, we
Oh!
oh, we have a brig, I mean a galleon coming in hot. Like, hot. You wanna just get out of here?
We haven't even gotten off the island yet. We haven't even started loading up yet. The boat.
Oh. Well, they are, I think they're heading right towards us.
I don't see them, Holly.
Right here, Doug. Come here.
Well, right, yeah, that's a great description there, bud.
I
Pull
was
out the
right next
compass
to
and-
you, right in front of the bar. Like, right in front of it. You were right here. Where'd you go?
I'm
Oh,
on
you're
our
way
ship.
down there? So they're on the other side of the island.
So they probably do not see us then.
Correct. I mean, I did shine my spyglass at him a lot, so maybe, but I doubt it.
Oh, what the fuck is
See if
this?
this works.
It's a firebomb.
Oops.
Dude, there's so many new things. Like,
Uh,
I think ships can catch on fire now.
Hey.
Here, Doug, come here. Right there. Between the rocks.
Oh. Yeah, it's going away from us.
It was heading right towards us.
Probably saw our boat.
Because they're really going to be worried about a little brig.
They probably have a lot of loot.
Maybe. Do you want to do the whaling barnacle stuff?
Oh, what whaling barnacle stuff?
The skin.
Is that the normal blue one that we do?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Paul, what is that?
You have half of it. What is what?
What is love? Baby,
To the
don't
north.
hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
Yeah.
Is that the moon?
Nope.
I can't tell if that's a moon just like fading out or if it's just a random
I
white.
think it is. It was dark when we came in, so it probably
Okay.
is.
Because the branch or like the clouds and stuff were going behind it. I was confuzzled.
They are encircling the island. So maybe we won't even make it to 2, Doug.
Well, at least we have some bombs. Is it a ghost ship?
Yes.
I'm ready for him to shoot someone over.
I almost forgot I had popcorn.
So what do you want to do? I only
What
saw
kind
one mission. Like, that wasn't.
Follow me, Paul.
Why
She
isn't
used to have
this?
a mission like right here.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
There's the coin
The
there.
only
Where's
one I
coin
saw was up at the bar. And it was for that one that we already kind of did. With all the traps.
there? Yeah.
He would. So if you want to do that one,
I don't want to do it again.
you don't remember what we did. Really? What did we do?
We sailed the seas, did some missions, and did a riddle.
No,
We actually
that's
did
not
do a
what we
riddle.
did. Yeah, but we didn't do any missions.
Yeah, we did.
No, we followed
followed the
ship
booklet.
course.
Yeah,
That's not a mission, man. That's just following directions. So what are we doing?
oh,
Oh, apparently there can be more than one of those treasure chests at a time now. Didn't realize that. Just so you know.
yeah, I feel it.
There's 2 of them.
Guarantee that